Hey there, thanks for joining me. I'm Melissa, and I thought a fun video would be just to share some of the non-curriculum um, just supplies or resources that I have used that A, are affordable because we homeschool on a budget, and B, have just been really helpful. And some of these are really little, and I didn't think they would be as helpful or like life-changing in our homeschool as they have been, but hopefully it'll give you some ideas. So let's get started. Okay, the first thing that I have loved using is this little handy pen and gear like binder system. This is from Walmart. I'm sure I picked it up around the beginning of the school year. And it is just like, it has, let's see if I can show you this without messing up the mic. It just has pockets and tabs where you can write on the tabs, but it's just a little pocket folder. And I don't know, I grabbed this on a whim thinking this might come in handy. And this is actually like the way I organize our lessons. What I tend to do is I tend to have one folder for, well, I've done it a couple ways. There have been times when I have just used a tab per child. So I will put everything in Esther's tab that we'll be doing for that week. So I'll pull out all of her math lessons, all of her reading lessons, and we'll put it in that week. I staple her lessons per week. So like at any given point, I can open this up, give her her math, and she can turn to the page that she's working on this week. And that's generally how we use it now. Currently, I have her math. We are 5 to 6 weeks away from welcoming baby Levi. And so we're kind of in the like home stretch, trying to stay consistent, getting through as much of our lessons as possible. Even though, I mean, this is mid-June, so we're in summer, but we do year-round school. Anyways, so I have all of her math weeks that I hope we will be getting through up until Levi's here. On this page, I have math. This is just like a little coin helper. I really hope you can see this as I'm doing that. So any kind of like math resources or supplements I have in here. This is her language arts tab, and it's the same thing I have each week for the next month in here. And then I have all of her like language arts resources. So like flashcards that we're working on, sight words, all of that stuff. And here, this is our Little Pilgrim's Progress worksheets, which is really just like her drawings and stuff that I'm keeping track of because I need to get a folder together. And then on this one, I have worksheets for Emery. So this has been the way I stay organized for homeschool. It's also very helpful because we travel often. I always take homeschool stuff with high hopes and expectations that we will do lessons on the road, when we're visiting family, when we're going camping. We don't. It's fine. I will probably continue still grabbing things because I don't know. But I literally will grab this and a few extra books, knowing that at least their core curriculum's in here. So love this. It's from Walmart. I'm sure you can find it. I'll try to link everything that I can. The other thing that I grabbed the beginning of the school year from Amazon, it was a 2-pack, I think for like $10, and it's super well loved, very well loved. I don't even know how you're gonna be able to see it with the light, but it's just a dry erase board, lines for writing that are very well faded by now on one side, and then blank on the other side. So I grabbed a 2-pack, so one for each of my kids, and we use this every time we do lessons. We'll like literally, we use it all the time. My youngest ones, I will give her free reign of the dry erase markers and tell her to like just draw a picture, make shapes. My oldest daughter, we work on phonics and reading and spelling. Math problems, she just likes doing them on here better than in her like actual book sometimes. And so I'll just take her math problems and we'll do them on here. We'll work them out together. This has just been a handy thing that, again, super affordable. Thought, oh, we'll probably use this. So I just added it into the Amazon cart and it has just been a staple for us. Okay. The next thing, I'm not gonna lie, I was heavily influenced by social media and all the other homeschool moms sharing. But again, the price tag was right and I wanted to give them a try. So we grabbed a couple of School Nest notebooks. You can find them on Amazon. They have tons of options. And I grabbed one for each of my daughters. And this is the primary composition notebook, meaning there's a space to draw and a space to write. And I'm going to be honest, we don't use this as much as I want to, but because it's so thick, I have a feeling like we will be using it well into like the next school year for sure. And my intention has always been just to be a catch-all notebook, not subject specific, but it's really been helpful for Emery as she's doing more worksheets that I'm finding, just like free worksheets online. I'll just let her, okay, so we have stickers. I'll just cut out the worksheet and glue it. So she kind of has like her own notebook. Esther, we've used this for a variety of things, which again was the intention. We've worked on some narration. We've worked on her writing and her spelling. There have been times when I have put together like a morning page with like just a combination of things that she's been working on. These run about $10, I think, on Amazon. Again, we don't use them all the time, so I almost didn't include them in this video because they're not a staple, but I see them being a staple for us in this next year. Okay. The next thing that has really been a staple for us with our homeschool lessons, specifically with my younger daughter, who is 3 going on 4. And this past year was really the first year of incorporating her in lessons. She was very interested in doing lessons, but she's very much still a 3-year-old and like wants to do what she wants when she wants. So like expectations are low, but what I found worked the best was being prepared with some sort of worksheets, because she really does like doing worksheets because she sees her older sister doing them. But again, if she didn't want to do them, she would make that very well known. But she still wanted to do something. And so I'm not saying you need all of these. I'm just using these as an example. So I have slowly started collecting all sorts of manipulatives, activities, hands-on learning things that she can do that I can easily give her like a task with. So an example, I'm going to take it out of the bag. Take it out of the bag so you don't see the glare. Okay. An example is like the Cubics cubes that we have. I got these for my older daughter, work on counting. My younger one does color sorting. We've started working on patterns. I'll have her count. Sometimes I'll just lay them in front of her and she'll just start playing with them. This has been, again, super affordable thing to have. Fills in the gaps for all ages, like adding, subtracting. My older daughter uses them. My younger daughter uses it. Things like this have been very helpful for my 3-year-old going on 4 to just feel like she's doing something with us. But when she doesn't want to be super still and like compliant with doing worksheets, I can give her something to keep her hands busy that still really engages her mind. Another one, again, I don't need that many. I bought these at the dollar spot and Target like 2 years ago. And they're little letter puzzle pieces, and they have uppercase and lowercase. So my older daughter, especially when we took our year off from our phonics curriculum and kind of just did our own thing, we used these a mess ton to build words, to work on phonics sounds. We still use these. Not as often because she just like, it takes too long for her to find the letters. So she would much rather like write it and get it over with than build it. But my younger daughter, again, we use these for color matching. One thing that we haven't done, but we can do because we're starting to work on letters recognition, is having her find, like me writing a letter and having her find it. And then it's just fun for her to play with these. So anything that's like hands-on, I'll share with you guys a few other things. I have not grabbed all of these at once. I buy them like when there's money in the budget, when I find something on sale, or when I know that we actually really need it. If I know we need it for my older daughter for her curriculum, and it can be incorporated with my younger daughter somehow, like I'll for sure use it. This was a gift. And it's wood intelligence. It's like a little puzzle where you just build shapes. We have lost a ton of them. We have lost a lot of them. And I have considered buying a new one because my 3-year-old gets really frustrated when she can't finish the whole thing. I hope that wasn't too loud. Sorry if that was too loud on the mic. Again, work on colors. She's really into like putting things together, puzzle piecing, hands-on stuff. And then the recent thing that I have gotten, I think I got it on sale Amazon for like $11, is this little gizmo. And it is like a letter and number builder. I don't even know if it has a name. I'm sure it does, but so it gives them like the letters and the numbers that they can build. You can also do shapes. It is a little tricky because like not everything fits. You do have to find the right thing to fit. But my younger daughter, I got this specifically for my younger daughter to start playing with building letters, and she has loved that. So keeping just a handful of like hands-on manipulative type of things for my younger one to play with that can also pair as a manipulative for my older daughter, so she can work on like counting, she can work on addition, on subtraction, all of that stuff has been a win in my book. And again, you can go to the Dollar Tree, you can go to the dollar spots, the dollar bins, all of those things, and find like really affordable things. It doesn't take a ton to keep them entertained. It just, for me, in my experience, takes them having a few options. Because like I said, my younger one is she's very set on doing what she wants to do. So if I make her feel like she has her own choice by giving her 2 options, that tends to make lessons go a lot smoother. Okay, the last 2 things that are not curriculum based, they're actually more organizational based, that we use as a staple in our homeschool lessons. It's our homeschool basket. First of all, how cute is this? Like if you're a grandma basket loving person like I am, I'm sure this was like a thrift store or Goodwill find. But this is kind of our staple. Like I literally, when I tell the girls we're going to do lessons, I'll have somebody grab our homeschool basket and our homeschool caddy, which I'll show you in just a second. And this fits all of our basic stuff that we're working on, with the exception of some of our bigger textbooks. But we don't have a designated homeschool room. We do it either in the kitchen, on the couch, outside. So having everything compiled and easy to grab has been really helpful. It's like one less thing that I have to deal with. As far as like, oh, I have to get all of the homeschool stuff out. I try to consolidate as much as possible to fit into that basket, so that the girls can grab it, it's ready to go, and it just makes things a little bit easier. The last thing is like a homeschool caddy, which this has been honestly destroyed. Not destroyed as in like all of our supplies are not in it, basically. But what I tend to keep in, and this came from my mom's house, but again, how cute is this? What I tend to keep in this are dot markers for my youngest, a group of pencils, a group of markers, and a group of crayons. And then we have a large tub container of colored pencils. So again, basically everything we need writing wise or activity wise for our lessons is in here. Well, typically. It's not right at the second. So my youngest will grab the caddy, my oldest will grab the basket, and then I will grab any of the extra stuff that we need. And we all meet together wherever we're doing lessons that day. So those are just the few like non-curriculum extra resources and things that I have found have been really helpful for us this homeschool year. And again, we do things on a budget. I don't love to spend a ton of money when I don't need to. And so finding things around the house that work for us, I'm a big fan of. Thrifting, I'm a big fan of. And then shopping sales. So hopefully that gives you guys some ideas, some encouragement to look around your house, maybe for some things that you haven't thought about using. The caddy, for example, well, the caddy came from my mom. And if you know my mom, you like, that should be of no surprise. She's like Pinterest in a house. But you can look up like utensil caddies or utensil baskets, picnic, like utensil carriers for picnics. That's a great thing to use for, not utensils, for like pencils and pens and things like that, to help organize some of your homeschool supplies. So hopefully this was just a fun little video, gave you some ideas. I will try to link everything that I can below in the description. And I would love to know, like, what are some things that have been really good, great staples for you in your homeschool that might have taken you by surprise, but is something that just excels your homeschool and that you can't live without. Let me know in the comments, and I will see you guys next time.